Darby Allin is the fighting champ that pro wrestling needs right now. Welcome back, everybody, to the Screw the Script. I'm your host, as always, Maverick here. Thanks for joining me this Thursday evening on this video. Dynamite last night, it was superb. It was a free pay-per-view on weekly television for all to see. And if you still haven't gotten with AEW and you don't watch them weekly, you are truly missing out on the best professional wrestling that wrestling has to offer today. Right up there, that is the card that we got for Dynamite last night. And look at that. 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 championship matches on a weekly pro wrestling show. This Dynamite, was better than all of WrestleMania. I'm just going to say that right now. I enjoyed this show more than I enjoyed WrestleMania. That is a huge problem for WWE, but let's talk about AEW. This was probably my favorite Dynamite of the year so far, and there's been a lot of really good Dynamites, but this just had everything, and it had incredible matches after incredible matches. You started off the night hot with Kevin Knight versus MJF. It was a really, really good TNT Championship match, probably the best one that they've had on Dynamite or a Collision in some time since Kyle Fletcher was defending it, I would say. Kevin Knight successfully defended it against MJF. MJF, at the end of the match, was getting the ref involved. The ref took a weapon away from him, and as he was going to put it away, MJF tried to do his dastardly heel tactics like always and take out that diamond ring from his pants and hit Kevin Knight across the face with it. Well, Kevin Knight saw right through that. He saw it coming. He was playing possum on the mat. He gives MJF a low blow and pins him with the roll-up, a 1-2-3. MJF afterwards gets pissed off. He starts jumping Kevin Knight. And then Darby Allin is down from the rafters. How cool was that? MJF did not see him coming. He hits him with a scorpion death drop, and it was superb. It was a perfect way to open up the show. And then Darby Allin turns to Kevin Knight and said, "You're up, buddy. You're the new contender for my belt next week." So we got that announced right up there as a graphic. Kevin Knight, Darby Allin, 2 young studs in AEW, showing that claim that I've had on my channel for a while, that they know how to build young stars. Well, look at that. They just had Kevin Knight go over MJF. He's going to have a great match against Darby Allin. I don't see him winning, but Darby Allin is young himself as well, and that is what you get with AEW. You get the best pro wrestling weekly on TV. You get the best storylines. You get the best young talent at the top. You don't see that over in the WWE. All the top talent over there are 10 plus years older than both these guys for next week's main event and for the main event that we saw last night on Dynamite. You had the Brawling Birds in action, I believe is what happened next. They looked great. I am still standing by the fact that I think they are the women's tag team to take the titles off of Divine Dominion. You had Okada versus Ace Austin for that title. That was next. Ace Austin, I love seeing him on TV more. I said in a previous video I wanted to see him more on TV, and I got what I wanted. Ace Austin is legit. He is a true athlete, former gymnast, tree trunks for fucking legs. The dude is great, also very young, and he came very close to beating Okada. Okada comes out on top. Then you see Takeshita come out, not with Don Callis after Okada wins. Boy, oh boy, am I excited for that match at Double or Nothing. And speaking of Double or Nothing, we had Cage and Cope wrestle next. They beat RPG Vice, and then FTR was there ringside. And we saw later on that graphic popped up that is now an I Quit match between the 2 tag teams. That should be a lot of fun. There was a funny backstage segment, long-term storytelling, where Adam Copeland brought up the fact that he made Christian Cage say I quit, and Christian was like, "I never said I quit. What are you talking about? I don't recall that." We saw a lot of good backstage segments. We saw more storyline progress with Will Ospreay. How cool is that? He ends up joining the Death Riders, training wherever the hell they were, some weird cellar area or something. Jon Moxley saying that they start there first before the ring because Will asked where the ring was. And that's pretty much all we got, but it looks like Ospreay is going to be learning maybe just some darker tactics under the wing of Jon Moxley and the Death Riders, and maybe this could go two directions. Maybe this is what boosts him to win the title and maybe he turns heel, or maybe he takes over the Death Riders as the new leader. They kick Moxley out. Moxley takes some time off for a bit, and then you got the new Death Riders under Will Ospreay versus Callum Newman-led United Empire. That could be something that they could do. All kinds of options here. I'm excited to see where AEW goes with it. Roosh was in action. He had a great match as well. He ends up winning his match. Short and sweet match, but Roosh is getting a heavy push, and I like to see that. And then we had Divine Dominion versus Shida and Statlander. Divine Dominion ended up retaining, and probably I would say their best defense. This was actually better than the defense that they had at Dynasty, I think. This was a really, really solid women's tag team match. I like them a lot. And like I said a few minutes ago, the Brawling Birds is my pick for the tag team to eventually beat them, and I think it's going to happen at Wembley. They'll have another team step up against them. They'll beat them at Double or Nothing, and then it's the road to Wembley after that. And I think they'll retain their titles until they lose to the Brawling Birds at All In this summer. And then that main event, Darby Allin and Brody King fucking went to war. Holy shit. Those two guys beat the hell out of each other for like 20 minutes straight. There was exposed concrete at one point where Darby Allin hit the code red or whatever onto the floor, on the exposed floor to Brody King.
Brody lining up Darby on the charger kill.
He hit multiple coffin drops to beat him. It was a tough fought match. Just as tough, if not tougher, than Tommaso Ciampa last week, and now he's got a challenge and a young upcoming star in Kevin Knight for next week. This is going perfect, and this is going back to my claim at the beginning, where AEW is giving us Darby Allin, and Darby Allin is the fighting champion that pro wrestling deserves today, because you don't see that over in WWE. I know I keep bringing them up because I'll get to them in a minute here on some WWE news, but it's just so apparently different. The styles of wrestling, the amount of time, the amount of effort that AEW gives for pro wrestling and its youth versus what WWE gives you, which is little to no pro wrestling weekly on their shows, and half of it is taken by all of their guys that are 40 plus years old. And the matches are very vanilla. They're very basic. Even when they have matches at WrestleMania. I mean, you saw on my video that covered WrestleMania, most of the matches at WrestleMania were under 15 minutes. A lot of them were under 10 minutes. And that is pitiful for pro wrestling at your biggest show of the year. And we all know that All In this summer is going to run circles around WrestleMania. Even Double or Nothing. Dynasty was even better. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this Dynamite I enjoyed more than WrestleMania. So AEW is on fire in 2026. Darby Allin is the perfect champion to have. He's not going to have it for a long time. I truly do think that he is going to drop it sooner than later, but before then, he is putting on stellar defenses against tough opponents. We saw Swerve Strickland as well, going on in news with him. Forgot to touch base on that. There was a Bandito-looking segment, but it ended up being Swerve Strickland, and he's calling out Bandito as he held up the Most Wanted poster. Bandito, that sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe we get that at Double or Nothing. I certainly would enjoy that. We have some news on Anna Jay. She is going to be doing the Open Challenge, and remember, Willow Nightingale declared an Open Challenge about a month ago for her belt. Do we see Anna Jay on a random collision winning that belt? She deserves it if she's back, which she said on socials that she is back. Is she back long term? Did they re-sign her? We'll see. I feel like this match is going to be very telling. If she loses to Willow, then I'm going to be like, maybe she might still be leaving, because I know her contract is up soon, I believe in June. So that's just over a month away at this point. But if she beats Willow and becomes a new TBS champion, that is likely going to tell me and tell everybody that Anna Jay is here to stay long term. I really like her. She's an AEW staple in the women's division. I think she deserves a push. I think having more spotlight if she became champ would only make her better in the ring, so I'm excited to see where this goes. Montreal, apparently some AEW news here now. Montreal is a heavy favorite for AEW Redemption, likely in the summer, as per Fightful Select has learned. An announcement is expected in the coming weeks. So we saw that they filed a trademark for Redemption. It really sounds like it is going to be a pay-per-view, and seems like it's likely going to be in Canada. Tony Khan wants to venture all over the world, though, as he listed places worldwide he'd like to take AEW to in the near future. Mexico, France, Italy, Germany, to name a handful there. Very exciting to see where AEW is going to go next as they continue to grow their audience, their viewers weekly. It's only going to generate them more money long term. Now to one quick TNA thing I want to talk about, and it's laughable. Honestly, could have been the DDT segment of this video, but I got two later on in this video for you guys. But Carlos Silva confirms he blocked AEW versus TNA matches because AEW aired on a Thursday. He went on in a video basically explaining more in an interview that he had, and it was just pitiful, laughable, honestly. And MJF calls him out on this, which is hilarious. He says, "I think it's cool that you can just lie. My turn. I think Kevin Knight has a shot at beating me at 8 p.m. sharp. And I also think Darby Allin is a great champion." This was, of course, before Dynamite, but just hilarious as he responds to Carlos Silva explaining why he pulled TNA talent for matches against AEW talent on the indies. Just an awful look for TNA, and it shows because the last video on Tuesday's video for you guys, I showed you TNA's numbers, and it's taken a 25% drop over the last month. That's a significant drop as they really weren't getting very good views and ratings to begin with. And they had like 175,000 for last week's episode. It's likely going to continue to slowly drop because it's a bad look for TNA, what their president has said about the company and how petty it makes them look. Now on to some quick WWE stuff, not very long. Basically, I just want to sum it up in one screen grab that I got for you. This is WWE Today. Ads on every surface in the ring. Commercial breaks every 3 minutes. Unnecessary celebrity involvement. Firing fan favorites and active stories. Skyrocketing ticket prices. And then, more recently, using AI slop for promo package and writing stories. And this is, of course, coming from this, which happened this week. It was for an NXT clip or a promo package. They got hit with a community note on Twitter or X for not disclosing the NXT video as AI. So we got AEW giving you perfect wrestling, giving you great storylines and great writing from actual writers, whereas WWE is not only doing terrible in 2026, but they can't even get it right while using AI. And now even Twitter is after them for it. That is a really, really bad look for WWE. It's so funny. I saw this too. Not mine. This is from WrestleLamia, but it really made me laugh, so enjoy it as well. We all know that at the end of Raw and SmackDown, they have been for a while putting executive producers, Paul Levesque, Lee Fitting. Someone put ChatGPT. That is really funny. We saw that Evil arrived in NXT. He's 39 years old, so by the time he gets called up, he'll be in his 40s. But hey, typical WWE style. SummerSlam tickets are two-night event, over $8,000 for the third row. Still way too expensive to watch little to no wrestling. You get the point. I could go on, but that's pretty much it that I have for WWE news. For you guys that don't watch it weekly, it's really not getting any better over there, so continue to just stay up on it through my videos. Before I get to the DDT segment, I got a surprise for you guys. I got another one of these artworks. This is Will Ospreay. How cool is that? I know there's probably glare, but I'll be hanging this Will Ospreay up with the Darby Allin behind me momentarily. I think it's going to be the end for Shawn Michaels behind me. I love Shawn Michaels, but all it does when I look at it, honestly, is it depresses me. It makes me wish that WWE was as good as it was in his prime years, but it hasn't been that good for a long time. And so I think it's time. I'm going to keep it, but I think it's time to retire that, take it down. And I think I'm going to keep buying more of these periodically. I'm just going to fill the wall behind me because I think they're really cool. It's autographed. This one was number 50 of 50. My Darby Allin was number 49 of 50. I think they're very unique. The artwork's great. The artist is great. And it's great to promote AEW behind me. Now on to the DDT segment of this video. DDT! I've got two of them for you guys. Here's the first one. Really love this big-ass logo in the middle of the ring. Soto, a.k.a. Young Bucks Fan USA, Golden Elite. I don't know. I think this is a throwaway burner account. I don't think he's actually a Young Bucks fan, because if he was an AEW fan, he wouldn't be complaining about the logo, because that's just the AEW logo. That's fine. It's not like it's WWE's rings where it's riddled with ads everywhere and then a logo in the center that isn't even WWE related. It's usually like Fortnite or some bullshit like that. I know they've been doing it elsewhere in other promotions and everything, but I don't like it there either. And I'm glad that AEW doesn't do it and have it everywhere. And I think they realize that, and hopefully they never go to that level. So for those reasons, that person is the first DDT. And here's another one. I screen grabbed this actually off of Instagram when the Okada and Ace Austin match was announced. If you look down below, this person says, 2 unknown jobbers. No likes, obviously, because it's pitiful to say something that stupid. And that's why you're part of the Daily Dumb Take on this video. The person below that says, 0 posts, 0 followers, nice try, bot. Or a burner account again. That's all it feels like it is these days. All the people that are trying to hate on AEW are just E-stands that are secretly making burner accounts, trying to go on people's pages like mine and commenting stupid things just to try and put me down. But it's not going to work. It won't work on their socials. Hacker, you're not doing a good job either. I know you're trying. I called you out. Still nothing in the mail. What the hell? Come on, dude. Show me what you have. Show me that you are actually some dude being serious and not just a troll. I'm waiting for you, dude. I'm waiting for you. That's all I had in this episode of Screw the Script. Let me know down below your thoughts on Dynamite last night. What was your favorite match? What was your favorite moment? As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.